So we're recording?
We are recording right now, but we're going to do one of these.
And Gator Chomp.
Wow, that was good.
Yeah, but the funny thing is we all clapped just a hair off, so we actually probably just...
So they call that rolling thunder.
Nobody else do this. All right.
We're live?
Chad. Stop it with the clap.
Hey, Chad, right here.
Hey. Episode 3.
Right. Episode 3. Live, coming at you. Not live, but recording.
Well, we're
So
live with
welcome.
each other.
That's
Yeah,
true.
Welcome
all in
to
the
I'll
same
tell you
room.
what.
I'll tell you what.
I love it. I think we're getting this thing. We're getting it down.
It's starting to, it's coming together.
Episode 3, huh?
Yeah.
Yes,
We
it's
had
a cold
little bit
one.
of naming snafu.
Ooh, yes, the
was
configuration.
It pilot episode? Was it episode 0?
Right, yeah.
Was episode 1 actually episode 2? From now on, this is episode 3. This is the third episode we're recording.
Yep.
Welcome to episode 3.
Yes,
Welcome.
thank you. Welcome.
These almonds in the middle of the table were such a good idea at the time, and now that I know that I can't have them.
That's all you want.
Should we
I
move
know.
them? Because
Yeah.
I was
Yeah, I
was
know.
putting,
I
yep,
just-
there we go. No
Yeah,
more
let's-
almonds.
Chad, when I look at you, I can see the bowl of almonds.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. It's my fault.
They're so
It's
tasty.
my fault. Yeah, I know. Okay. Sorry, we're back.
Yes.
So, welcome.
Welcome. Yeah,
How you guys
episode 3.
been?
We've been well. It's been a while since the last time we recorded.
Mm-hmm.
What a journey it's been.
It has been a journey, but it's
The
been a big
government's
week.
update.
yeah.
The government's open again.
Yep.
At least for a little bit. There's a cold snap going on across the country.
Yeah, it's chilly.
Which we're on the mend from.
Yeah, we didn't
little
have it
bit.
too bad here.
Yeah.
But like even the country, even the part of the country
Oh,
that did
right.
have it.
Yeah, I'm less concerned with that, but yeah.
Yeah.
But it's something to talk about.
One of my
It
good
is.
friends he lives in Chicago.
Yeah.
And he bought a house last year. So he's like still like getting the gist of home ownership.
Ooh.
Yeah,
He
sure.
left.
I get that.
He has like a fenced in front room. I guess it's kind of a back
fenced
room.
in.
Fenced in.
Like a
Not
dog,
fenced
like a
in.
dog kennel.
Screened in?
No, like a screened in, like an outside
yeah, sure,
sure.
Yeah, okay.
like a mud room almost.
Yeah,
But it's
okay.
not like heated and insulated like
Yep.
the rest of the room.
Yep.
And he left a 24 pack of soda.
Nope. That's a bad
And-
idea.
They still sell those.
Maybe it was 212s. I
Okay.
don't know. Remember when they used to sell the cube?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I don't know. He had a carton of sodas.
A large
Yeah.
amount of sodas
Yeah.
A
together.
large amount of sodas. Long story short, which we've already missed that boat, the sodas all froze and exploded, and he had like soda slush all over his mudroom.
Oh, yeah.
And he said one of them exploded
Ooh.
and hit the roof and left like a dent
Oh, man.
in the roof. I don't know if I believe him because he's a liar. But
No, that's true, because can I tell you something that happened to me?
Please.
The opposite kind of weather. Hot as
Yep.
hot as hell. Not last summer, maybe the summer before. I had left like a 12, not 24, just 12.
Just
12
12.
pack of like seltzer in the trunk of my car. And it was like probably 95, 100 degrees for a stretch. And I had driven my car to work that day, and I'd gotten it out of the garage. And I was driving
no.
with our friend Satoya. We were like driving
Satoya.
somewhere, and all of a sudden we hear pop, 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 pop,
Oh,
pop,
no.
pop. And we're
You were
like-
in the car?
We're in the car driving. She's in the passenger seat. We're like, get down, get down, get down. What is it? Like, it sounded like an onslaught of gunfire. Like, and then it's like, do you smell that? What does that smell? It's like, it smells so lemony. It was all of a sudden out of nowhere, this entire 12 pack of
lemon
seltzer water
seltzer?
just
Oh,
exploded
man.
all over the car, and just, it was
is
wild.
anybody injured?
No, we were both fine.
That's
Yeah.
the silver lining.
I do
Right.
have a
That is
similar
the
story
silver
as well. It was hot, but not too hot. My landlord gives us a bottle of wine every time we pay the rent that he makes himself, and so it's delicious, but it's not sealed the same way as like stuff you buy in the store. So one night, and Katie and I had just been watching the Netflix with the
Netflix, I've heard of it.
Black Mirror. Black Mirror. So all these creepy things going on. And then I come down one morning and I see the floor looks like it's peeling up, or like there's blood or something red all over the floor. And we'd just been watching all these shows, and I was like, is it hot enough that like the floor's like seeping stuff?
yeah.
What had happened is one of the bottles of this homemade wine had shot the cork out because it got so hot, and spread
Oh my
red
God.
wine all over our dining room.
Ugh.
And like cleaning up that, and it had like dripped in like inside of drawers and stuff. Just a mess. It looked like a murder scene, but it was not.
So while some of our friends in the Midwest are suffering from extreme cold, all of our stories have extreme heat that leads to problems. So I guess either end of the spectrum.
Yeah, well, your
leads to
story did
problems.
not have extreme cold. heat.
We did have extreme cold.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
right. Very
I've
sorry.
also had a case of beer freeze in my trunk.
Okay.
When I was in college and underage to have beer, and then my mom wanted to borrow my car because hers was in the shop. So I was like, "You can borrow my car, and you don't have to fill up the gas if you can just clean out the spilt beer."
That was her fee.
Yeah.
Was
Yep.
cleaning up your spilled beer. So I guess when you were underage, drinking wasn't a problem.
I mean,
Like,
as
it
much
was
as
like
it is for
kind of
anybody.
understood that
Not
you
with
were
my
20.
parents, at least.
Okay.
I'm from Wisconsin, so like the laws
So like
in
when
Wisconsin,
you're 13, it's okay to start drinking.
if the law in Wisconsin, if you're with your parent at the bar, you can have a beer.
That's true.
Yep.
Wait, really?
Can I get a fact check? I guess I have the computer.
We still don't
Yeah.
have the intern.
For
double
our
duty
listeners out there, if you want to fact check, look into it, and you'll be like, yeah, Chad was right.
So you're saying the law, the state law,
State law.
is if you're in a bar with your parents, you can drink just the same as anybody else.
Yep.
What age does that start? Is it teenage or is it 18 plus?
No,
It's infant.
yeah.
I don't believe you. You're saying if
No,
I'm
there's
10 years
no.
old,
There's no floor.
There's no.
you're
flaw.
saying I'm 10 years old, I go in with my mom to a bar.
Yep.
We can both order a Bud Light.
Well, here's the
Yep.
question: did you have that beard at 10?
Ooh.
I did not. I was a skinny, scrawny boy.
Yeah.
Really?
And
No
it's
hair whatsoever.
it's actually really interesting because there's this gray zone between 18 and 21 where people fall in there, and so legally there's like a gap there because then your parent is not your guardian, and so
Okay.
they just kind of like grandfather.
Oh,
it's
I've
this
never
very
thought of it
risky.
that way.
I don't. I
You don't
wish-
believe me?
It's
but-
not that I don't believe you. I trust you.
I
but
trust
I wonder
Chad
if this is like one of those
infinitely
like.
more than I trust Elliot.
Thank you. That's kind of you to say. I wonder if this is one of those things where it's like an understood rule, so that's how people do it, and that's how bar owners do it, but it's not actually a legal rule. Because this doesn't seem right.
I don't know.
I feel like there's a couple of states out there.
Okay.
I just know Wisconsin because that's my most interaction.
So let's say you said there's no floor. You said there's no floor.
That is what I said, and if we're gonna get nitpicky, that is an area I have less confidence
Okay.
about.
So let's say-
3-year-olds,
and
that
you're
might be a
saying
weird thing.
a parent. Let's say you're 12.
Yep.
Right. Not that you should, but let's say you get pregnant. You know what? Let's go a couple years. Let's say you're 14, you get pregnant.
Yep.
It's not a happy situation, but it's happened.
Does it make a
You're
difference?
14, you get
I
pregnant.
think those 2 years make a difference.
Yeah.
Let's give yourself 2 years. So now you're 16, you have a 2-year-old child.
Yep.
Can you go into a bar and drink with
If
your
your
2-year-old
grandma's
kid?
there,
No, because she's not 21.
Oh, that's right. The 16-year-old
Yeah.
is not drinking age.
but that's
Okay, let's fast
that's a
forward a
very
couple
that's a
years.
very
That
interesting
16-year-old
question. Can a 2-year-old be served if grandma's there, the 16-year-old's there?
Does it have
and
to?
Chad, this,
I
this is
just
I
feel
don't
like
know.
we're gonna have to
it's not.
pivot.
This is not true. If you're from Wisconsin, or if you're not, look this up. Hit us up.
Mailbag.
Hit us up on the mailbag. I'll tell you what. Podcast
Yeah.
at gmail.com.
Clarify for the people.
There's
no apostrophe.
and it's YOU for you. I'll tell you what.
That's
Not
yeah.
I tell you what. Very different.
I did-
I
guess
just I
did
do
say,
I do want to mention one thing about the email address
Yeah.
is that Elliot is the only one with the password to access.
Yes.
So I feel like it's a
He
bit of a power
shared-
play. He's
You
trying-
weren't supposed to say that because I respond as the trio.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
just-
guess you let people.
We're
know how to-
ironing
no,
out
it's
some of the
not about the
production.
people. It's more about like your sort of power grab and not letting Chad and I. And
It's
It's
not a power
Shots
grab. It's I'm
fired.
the only one who was willing to take the power
Oh.
and to
Oh,
work
okay.
with the power.
Mhm.
you don't get what you don't take for
I would
yourself.
love help. I'm not getting it.
No,
Oh.
in fairness, yes, Elliot, you have done a lot of work to
And
get this
has.
pod
you know
off
what?
the ground.
I-
yeah.
made
Elliot
it
does the
very
graphics.
clear.
He does the editing. He does.
We're gonna go into
Chad
this
and I
now.
pretty much just
Oh.
show up.
You show up and you lend your talent, which really that's the crucial part. I couldn't do this on my own.
That's
Who
true.
wants to hear me
I mean,
talk?
you could. It would just be a much different
We've gotten
show.
a lot of feedback, Elliot, and about you too, Chad. That voice is just smooth.
We have soft and sultry voices.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us today.
Chad, come on. Now,
It's
I do want to say, this is the banter section of the pod. But so this is episode 3. So our original plan was let's get 3 episodes out,
Hour.
then we share. So now that's official. If you're hearing this, you've now been shared.
Yep.
This
Yeah.
is.
You can find us on iTunes. You can find us on Google platforms. You can find us on
Spotify.
Spotify.
True.
You
Can
can
I
find
say-
us on YouTube.
You can find us nearly anywhere. And if you can't find us, which
about
would be
Stitcher?
ironic
Are we
because
on
then you wouldn't
Stitcher?
be able to hear this. But if you have a friend that can't find us, please let me know and I'll get us there.
Mm-hmm.
This has been a
Oh,
harder
he'll
process
get you
than I
there.
expected.
Hard process.
Yeah.
To get us on all the platforms.
We do want to warn some of these episodes are explicit, and I think they are noted that way
Elliot
on
said
the
the F word
platforms.
one time.
One time, and then Chad said it 15 to 20 times
Yeah.
Yes.
in a rapid succession.
Well, I'm a badass like that, so I don't
So-
give a shit. This is going to
let's
be
not
Oh,
talk
we
about
explicit
just
it.
got
Explicit
tagged
tag.
again.
Yes.
No, you don't think so?
Also, you guys, it's not like there's not like an algorithm that listens to it and tags us
How do they
explicit.
know?
I marked it explicit.
Elliot! Again! This is new news.
What?
How did you think it worked?
I thought there
I
was an
thought some-
algorithm.
I thought they had AI.
that listens.
Yes.
I thought there was.
No. I marked it explicit.
This is again information withholding.
It's not withholding. It's
Ay, ay, ay.
in my defense. I thought it was common sense. I don't want.
I
some-
do believe that episode should be marked explicit.
Right. That's why I did it.
I mean-
I didn't want some young whippersnapper, still young in his
Bringing
years,
her
to
baby
listen,
to a bar.
Ooh.
to listen
Yeah.
and hear one of the first words be F. Notice I didn't say the word because maybe I'll
Fuck.
try to.
Fuck is what he was trying to
Oh,
say.
come on, guys.
There's the tag, Chad. Great.
Oh, I thought we already crossed that bridge. Or wait, is fuck like the line?
I feel
I
like
think,
this
like-
episode has already gone off the rails.
What are the lines for
A
explicit?
PG-13 movie can have one fuck.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, so are we still okay?
No, because now we've said multiples.
Wait,
So
how
now
many
it's-
times have we said fuck?
That's all.
All right. All right.
Oh, cracking
Why
myself
are
up
we
here.
Generally, our goal is going to be 40-ish minutes, 35 to 40-minute episodes.
Yes.
Yeah.
The first two
Target.
were a little lengthy at an hour or more.
Yeah.
So we're going to see what we can do.
Yeah.
We're off to a
So
great
welcome,
start.
welcome to the speed round.
Yeah, this may be your commute length.
Yeah, I think the people that have listened so far, and we're going to get into the mailbag section.
Oh yeah,
yes.
we do have
We do have a
yeah.
mailbag closing.
The cup runneth over, but Chad and I haven't been able to see it because again, don't have
Don't
the
have the
password.
accent. No.
I get the sense that people roughly enjoy what we're doing. I
Roughly.
think we should keep going.
Yeah. I hope this isn't the cliff.
No. And we've heard your comments about the production level on a few things, and we acknowledge that. And in the future, we plan to address those.
Yeah, and we appreciate the informed
Can I just make a statement?
listenership we have.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The whole let's do 3 episodes and then share was for exactly this reason, because we needed to figure out.
Do we
needed
really? We just
Well, also, I do want to acknowledge we started to have a groundswell, and we wanted to ride that
exactly,
wave.
Elliot.
And opportunity showed
right,
itself.
all right,
We thought we had
all right.
already broken the
All right, I'm wrong.
vase,
I'm wrong.
so might as
I'm
well
wrong.
like put
Sorry,
the flowers
I don't think the
somewhere.
mic picked it up.
I wasn't wrong.
Oh.
Okay, so let's get into
There's
it.
going to be an awkward jump there for those listening because Elliot edited out the part that he said I was
Exactly.
wrong.
Okay,
Exactly.
so
All right, back
let's
to the
get
show.
into the topic today.
Yeah.
How about
Yes.
it?
How about
All
it?
right.
We're moving to a system, one topic episode.
Yes.
We're going to
Ish.
flesh out one-ish, maybe 2 topics per episode, give you just a concentrated experience for one topic. All right?
A topic hit, a topic palooza, a
Topicalooza.
topicalooza,
Topicalooza.
topic
sorry.
tropic.
What is
Sorry.
the topic today, Caitlin?
Pet peeves.
That's the topic. Thought
That's
there'd be a little more embellishment on that, but
So we're talking about things that peeve us. What is a pet peeve?
Ooh, where does
That's an
that word come
annoyance? Yeah.
from? I wonder.
I don't know where
Intern?
the term pet comes from. We should have done a little bit of research.
Yeah, that would
No,
that
we,
would be
we
out of
leave
character.
the research for our audience to fact check us and send it into the mailbag.
mailbag.
I don't know if this is true, but I think pet peeve, and at least to me, this has been my understanding. Pet peeve means something petty
Ooh.
that peeves you.
Oh,
Peeves.
Maybe
Pet
like peeves
peeve.
is like an annoyance. So a petty
Like I'm
annoyance
peeved.
is a pet
Ooh.
peeve.
Oh, so like a small annoyance.
Yeah, like not
Okay.
something that's really important.
puny.
Yes.
A petty annoyance.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Our audience, certain like
that was
couple
a-
members
that was-
of our listening audience will laugh at that joke. So
don't
that's
have
the
to
beauty
spit out
of
of the
this
side of your mouth.
platform is
You can
we
just
will
sip normal.
deliver targeted jokes to one, maybe 2 individuals who are listening and will like the jokes.
For example,
we like it to be as
curated.
insular as
not even
possible.
all the hosts of this podcast got that joke.
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah.
So count me out.
Okay, so pet peeves.
Pet peeves. I brought a list.
Yeah, that you wrote in very small font. So this is the thing. So we now have a run of show where we're getting more professional in our 3rd episode, and Elliot has created it and shared it with Chad and I. And under pet peeves, he said he included his, but he put them in very, very, very teeny tiny font. So 2-point font. So Chad and I couldn't read them when we read the run of show.
Right.
So for me, that's feeling like a pet peeve.
You know what's interesting though is neither of you even looked at the run of shell.
No,
So
I didn't know we had. I didn't even know we had one.
That must be a pet peeve of Elliot's.
Okay, my first pet peeve.
Yeah.
I'm doing a lot for this pod. I kind of feel like I'm on an island. Right? So there was my first one. Does it?
That was really your first pet peeve?
It jumped up in the ranking. My actual don't look at my run of show.
I can't even see it from here.
My first actual pet peeve, and this is something, you know, I feel like a lot of people feel this way, but when people misspell my name
Yeah.
in an email,
Oh yeah.
it really
that a
annoys
lot.
me. So my name does have multiple spellings. I will acknowledge that. My name is Elliot. If you know that or not, it's spelled Elliot. There
Just
are multiple one T. Exactly. There are multiple ways to
Kidding.
spell Elliot, and they're all appropriate. There's one L, two T's. There's any mixture of those, so I get it. There's a multiple ways to spell my name, but
Yeah.
when we're on email, my name is right there.
Yeah.
You see my name,
Yeah,
and you
you
still
had to-
misspell it.
yeah.
That's frustrating.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Caitlin, you probably run into that quite a bit because aren't there like 39 different ways to spell Caitlin?
Yeah.
I mean, is your wife's real name Caitlin?
My wife's
Yeah.
real name is Caitlin, and
they
it's
both spell them entirely.
She's with a
completely
K.
different.
A K and a
Y. Yeah.
Oh, I thought. Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's tough.
What do you, Elliot? What do you get? The 2T?
I get the 2T most often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times Elliot is a last name, and when it's a last name, it's almost
Oh,
exclusively
that makes
2Ts.
sense.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Like there's a NASCAR driver, something Elliot, right?
Mr.
Mr. Elliot. Yeah, that's true. So his last
Sam?
name.
No, Sam Elliott's different, but
You're right.
Who's Sam Elliott?
ooh,
He's the guy from.
he was
Star Wars.
A Star is Born. He's in
Oh,
there.
the old guy, the
He's-
big mustache.
Yeah,
mustache, real
Yeah.
gravelly
from
voice.
Roadhouse also.
Oh, yeah. That's
right. So that's something that gets to really grind my
That's
gears.
that's a good one.
Grinds my gears is one of my. I like that expression.
I thought you were going to say that was one of your pet peeves.
No, I
That's
like it.
something you
It's
said.
one of my pet. Please.
Ooh, we have something new going on. Pet,
Maybe
please.
instead of
That sounds like a request that you make to somebody.
Like your pet?
please.
This is our second episode in a
you do one of
row
these.
where we have used a negative feeling as our topic, right?
Oh
I
yeah.
have a feeling it's going to be a bit of a
So maybe-
drag.
Is it
for
easier
every-
to talk about things that you don't like
Yeah.
than things you do like?
We're doing the easy thing.
Yeah.
if you will. So I think maybe for every pet peeve, we have a pet please.
Okay.
Which I don't have those. I didn't write those down, so I won't actually have those.
Got it.
So that's my.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe
I
not
feel
my
that's
biggest
a,
pet
that's a
peeve, but it's
common
one that
one.
comes up
Yeah,
to me, yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's anyone that like, oh, love it when somebody misspells my name. Makes me feel good. Makes me feel seen,
Well, I don't
heard.
think anybody in this
wanted.
list is something that people love. That's
You make a good point, Elliot.
you know.
Yes.
Elliot.
Elliot,
I tell you what's a pet peeve of mine.
let's hear it.
On the T, so our subway system here in Boston, and there's certain
I
seasons.
think most people know.
Yeah. Well, no,
Well,
I'm
no, we
making
have a
sure
very
not to
broad
right. Yeah,
listenership,
we're a
Elliot.
national
Just stating
/ international
almost
podcast.
everybody that listens is either
Elliot,
from Boston.
so far. So
True.
far.
There could
We're spreading like
it could be
wildfire.
2023 and somebody's listening and they're like, I really want to get in from the ground floor.
Yeah.
And they're listening from episode 1.
Yeah. If I were Chad, I would say, you know what one of my pet peeves is?
Oh, no.
When I'm trying to tell a story and somebody just totally
Ooh.
interrupts.
One of the
Thank
things we
you,
said was
Caitlin. Yes,
more-
that's true. True.
more
So
conversation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take back my space. And when I'm riding, and some people they don't take their backpack off. Like some people, there's that like
Please.
social thing.
Yeah.
But what really grinds my gears is where it's pack train. You got your backpack on, and you keep bumping it with me. I'm not gonna like. I'll get out of the way on a pack train, and I'll make myself as small as possible.
Yeah.
You're wearing a backpack,
Right.
and then you're bumping me.
Yeah.
I'm not shrinking. I'm taking up my equal space.
Right.
If like you're holding your bag and we bump, I'll give you some space.
You set your feet like
Yep.
hip width apart.
Oh, yeah.
A little wider.
Mhm.
Almost
It's
a
like
jumping jack.
You'll fight somebody if you know that they're not having spatial awareness.
I'll tell you who I'm sure has that backpack on.
Me?
Yes.
I am no.
For those
I wanna
listening,
make-
Caitlin
no.
did an eye glance at
I want to
Elliot.
make a statement. I am the most aware of other people. Like I make every effort to be as polite as possible, like to
Yeah,
follow the
you're
social
polite,
order
for
as
sure.
much
That's
as
true.
possible.
Yeah.
I will when I'm driving, go. Everybody go.
Oh,
Let
yeah.
me go. If I'm walking out the door, I'm always holding the door. I am
Well mannered.
as soon as I get on the train, my bag is off or it's like hanging on the front so that I'm taking up my front
Yep.
space.
Oh.
Or put
I did
my
notice that. I did notice that on the ride over here.
Oh, he
You did a good
did a
job.
front pack?
Because
Yep.
one of my biggest pet peeves is
Wasn't
people
even a
that aren't
crowded
aware
train.
of the space they're taking
That's
up.
a
So
good
I am
run category.
hyper aware
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
the space I
Yeah.
take up. And
Oh,
granted, a
that's
lot of the
kind,
things on
Elliot.
the list that I may or may not mention I do. You know, we all do the things that we hate.
Yeah.
We try not to, but it happens.
Yeah.
Being
You see
spatially
yourself
aware-
in others.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will say though, I am aware of the space I take, and I'm
All right.
I do my best to be aware of that
I get it.
and to stick to it.
Yeah,
So,
I agree with that.
Yeah, Caitlin, do you have any pet peeves?
You know, none are coming to mind right now. I think I just have such a kind and gentle heart that.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I have a whole list of them.
Well, let's hear them. I'm sure I share many of them,
Another
but I
pet
just
peeve of
can't
mine
think.
is a saying that has come into vogue this year, or maybe 2 years ago.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, can you just do it one more time?
can do
Because
it again.
my pet please is watching you do that.
Oh.
Okay, you ready? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you do it one
That
more
needs
time
to go.
facing
No.
the camera so those
Yeah,
on
come on,
YouTube
come on.
Yeah.
You sort of look lighter. There's like an effervescence to you now after you said
feel
that.
good.
Yeah.
Ooh, this has got me thinking. With the pet please, so something that pleases me quite a bit is Caitlin is a good person at doing this, but laughing at your own
Yeah,
jokes.
I told Chad.
I
this
love
week.
laughing at my own jokes. Caitlin loves laughing at her own jokes
So much.
more than I do.
No, and it's become like, well, it's always been a part of me, and I'm sorry to cut you off, Elliot. But
There wasn't
I
much
have,
meat on the bone.
no,
yeah.
but I've noticed in the, and we all agreed. I've noticed, particularly in the past like couple of weeks, that I laugh so heartily at my own jokes.
Well,
Like I can't even get them out before I'm laughing.
Oh, yeah.
And my laugh is so much louder than everyone else's laugh.
Well, a lot of times,
And I told Chad, and he kind of looked at me and he was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
a lot of times, if I'm telling a joke and I start laughing, I know it's not even that funny, but other people laugh with me. 'cause
Yeah,
it's funny to see somebody
yeah,
do that.
fair. Okay, so yeah.
So oftentimes it adds to the humor, even
Yeah.
when there is none.
So we're gonna call it a pet, please.
And tied into that, I also like.
See, we
some
just
people are
did
like,
it
if
there.
you have to explain a joke, it's not that funny. I'm like, no, for me, it's that more funny because then I get to laugh twice
And sometimes
at the same
it's
joke.
funny when you have to keep pushing and pushing a joke, like past the point that it's not funny, and it finds its humor eventually the harder you push it.
Yeah. I don't really care
I've
about
never
other people
encountered that
laughing.
personally, but yeah.
I like pleasing myself with humor.
Exactly.
What else you got there, bearded?
So
beauty?
is this really just me going down the list of
Yeah,
my pet peeves?
because you have a long one there. it
I
looks
have a
like.
couple.
Yeah.
Some of
Well,
them are-
don't call it a couple. That's 20.
Some of them are just
I
like,
can't see the font so small.
Hey, get away. Some of them are just, this annoys me. Some
Yeah.
of them,
Oh, yeah.
there's more conversation
All
to be
right,
had.
well,
But like,
let's-
step in if you have one,
Yeah.
if it
Yeah.
sparks anything. So, you talked about the subway, bags on the subway. One of the things that annoys me is when, like, there's a pole.
yeah.
And people, like, wrap their whole
Or
bodies around it.
lean. Why
Ooh.
you gotta lean?
You can lean if there's nobody around, but if
Well,
there's
no, that's
multiple
what I-
people,
yeah.
one hand. Because you can fit
There's also some like
almost 10 hands on
kind of gross leaning that takes place too. Like, there's a lot of gross things on the T.
Universal pet
Peeve.
peeve.
A lot of these are universal pet peeves.
Yeah, that is the topic, I guess.
One of the things that we were just breaking the rules of on our way over here was loud talking on the subway.
Were we?
We were talking.
Yeah.
I think everyone should be silent on the subway.
Well,
I think if I can hear somebody's thoughts on a subway, it's too loud.
can you hear what we're thinking right now?
Well, might have to cut this part out.
Ooh.
It was-
Yeah, I don't think that's a universal.
Well, I definitely have experienced things where like hearing people's conversations is annoying to me.
Right. Do you ever- yeah.
maybe I should say people making noise.
So, like,
Maybe it's not just.
it must be tough to be. Don't you ever think when you're like in the back of an Uber and you're with a few, again, the drinking out of the side of the mouth, Elliot, it's not necessary. Just straight.
Okay, my microphone is where it should be.
Ooh.
Yours has lingered off to the side where you
Okay.
could easily take it.
All right, sorry. Anyways, but you know, like if you're an Uber driver, I'm riding in an Uber with the two of you, we're in the back seat chatting.
Sure.
It's tough. That's
Ooh,
tough to
that
have
is
to
tough.
listen to all the inane nonsense that
I
people.
think what my problem is, I can't have a conversation when there's a stranger in earshot.
Yeah, we've had some really funny ones though in Ubers.
Oh, we have.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Minneapolis.
Yeah, that was
pretty.
Oh
that
man.
was Never have I loved
That-
traffic so much.
In the future, we
Because
may
you
need
were
to
breathing.
recount
Yeah.
some of that.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
It was, but
I was in the front seat, so I wasn't actually a part of the
and
conversation.
you were so quiet, and I thought you were so
I thought he was
upset
crying.
with us.
I thought
that
we
he
were
was
being
crying,
too
but
mean
you were
to him.
just doing like little like
He was
silent
like
giggles.
laughing. Yeah, he couldn't handle it.
But he didn't want because he didn't want us to know because he didn't want us to know how
'Cause I
funny
didn't-
he thought it
yeah.
was. Yeah,
There's a fine line between crying and laughing.
I get
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I live on
I-
that line. Another thing that upsets me is when it's one thing when people don't have like their volume turned off on their phone.
Oh,
Because like if you're in an office, you hear a ding, ding, ding
Yeah.
from text messages. That's one thing.
Yeah.
That's easily to switch. But
Yep.
when people have the sound effect for your keyboard click, and you just hear the click, 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 click,
Yeah,
click,
why is that necessary?
it's not.
Yeah.
So that's a pet peeve of mine.
Okay.
A big one for me is when people say the word espresso
With an X.
Ooh.
with an X. That's infuriating.
Espresso
One
yourself.
time I ordered an espresso and the person was like, "What?" I was like, "The coffee guy." Oh, espresso. I was like, "Ugh."
Where were you in the country?
I was here in Boston.
Wow, that's
Yeah, Katie and I
Surprising.
like went to get a like meal before a show or something like that. Ugh.
wow. Okay. Calling dogs your kids. Treating your dog as your
Yeah.
dog.
Man, you're
Yeah,
throwing
for-
some stuff out. We may lose
Yeah, I know.
a listener or two with that.
But I'm okay with it. Like fur, I don't like that fur baby.
What?
Right.
It
I
just
have
makes
not
me.
heard.
I get a little like.
I feel
queasy.
the need to clarify. We have two amazing friends, like I would say best friends, that have a dog.
Yeah.
They're not the people I'm talking about.
No.
They acknowledge that their dog is a dog. Do they dress it up?
Yes.
Did they put a raincoat on when it was raining?
Yes.
Do they have little shoes for their dog?
Yes.
Yes, they do. However, they acknowledge it's a dog. I'm talking about the people that really say, I know what it's like to have a kid. I have a dog.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And I don't support it.
Dogter.
Dogter? Is that
Like a daughter and a dog.
Oh.
I don't know how son would
Would
be.
it be done?
Done.
That's terrible.
More like
Not a fan of
dunce.
that.
Or yeah, we'd have to think about it.
I have one final
Ooh.
pet peeve that I'm going to mention.
Because you're not going to read that whole list that's there because that is
Well-
quite long.
You know, I don't look at my list. I want to.
He's skipping around too because keyboard on iPhone was
yeah,
at the
I'm
bottom.
skipping around. I'm trying to pick the highlights
Yeah.
because I guess I'm the only one that gets annoyed by everybody.
Sure.
The thing, and it's not something anybody else can.
Do you get annoyed with yourself and it's your own behavior?
Well,
that's a
this
pet peeve?
is a self annoyance.
Yes.
But a pet peeve.
One of my pet pleases is when Elliot giggles like that.
I hope you laugh because if not, I'm gonna feel.
It will laugh.
We probably will.
But
make you feel bad.
a big annoyance of mine is when you shower in the morning.
Oh, where is this going?
And you finish showering, you get out of the shower, and you start drying off, and you're like finishing your situation, and you feel that you have to poop. You know?
Yep. You're like, it was just so clean.
This is what you wanted to save for the end.
It's a real big issue.
And you were worried about me swearing early in the episode.
Yeah, this is the kind of
It
thing
doesn't
that's
happen-
definitely turning people
it's
away.
like once every 6 months.
Everyone is out there in listener land is picturing you standing there in your towel.
Thinking,
Yeah.
shit, I gotta poop.
Yeah.
I
Well,
have to
like,
shower again.
okay, since we're here,
You would go back into the shower?
I mean, you don't, but like,
I mean, you could.
You could.
One
You
thing
know
I
what
will
I mean,
say
when you're-
tied
when-
to that is when you're in the shower and then you got to go like quick. And then like you're wet sitting on the toilet, like ready to slide, and you're gonna
That's
like
what I'm
fall
talking
off.
about.
That's
You're
a ru-
sitting on a toilet
and then your
wet.
wet hand grabs toilet paper,
Like in a bathing
and
suit.
the toilet paper disintegrates. And,
and you're like this whole thing. Then
Yeah,
you
that's
do
a
have to get
peeve.
back
I
in the
get that.
shower.
That's a peeve.
So Chad committed to the bit, and he agreed with me.
Well, first he disagreed with you, but yeah.
Everybody.
Well,
out
your
there in
original
listener
premise
land.
is like you get out, you're dried off, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh man, I'm
they're
like,
both bad.
They are.
Do you like listen to any music or anything when you're in the shower?
So it's funny. I have it's the best thing I've ever. well,
One of those little stick-on
it's not the best thing-
speakers?
Yeah, it's a stick-on
Yeah.
like suction cup speaker.
Yeah.
It's a Bluetooth. 99 times out of 100, I have a podcast on.
Ooh,
You're a long shower, if I can remember.
I'm like a 20-ish
Yeah, he
minute
is.
shower.
Yeah.
Whoa, okay, that sounds like a conversation for a different podcast.
Yeah.
I really enjoy the act
Explicit.
of just having hot water.
Yeah.
Sometimes I did this like 2 weeks ago. I turned off the lights and I lit a candle. And I
In the shower?
In a shower?
So we have
Sounds like a fire hazard.
Yeah, it does.
No. How would it
Were
be
you
a
home
fire
alone?
hazard?
Were you home
There's a
alone?
candle. That's how it's a fire hazard.
In a shower, if it were to
How
spill.
did it stay lit?
Well, so let me explain.
All right, fine, go.
We have a shower, and in the corner, there's one of those things that touches the tub, and then it reaches
Like a
to the
rack?
top.
Oh, yeah.
A rack.
Yeah.
And I put it on the highest rack.
Oh my god.
So there was no fear of it getting hit by water. That's how it stayed lit.
And
Opposite of a fire hazard.
So it's closer to the ceiling that might have caught fire.
I mean, it was like 2 feet from the ceiling, and plus our ceiling is it's tile the whole way. There's no chance of there's no fire hazard. It was
What kind of candle?
what kind of
Like
candle?
a Yankee candle?
So,
Like
wow.
one of
So-
those
It wasn't a
jars?
Yankee candle, but it was Yankee Candle adjacent.
So
Like a
let me
Yankee
get this straight. You're in
So
the
you
shower
took
for
one-
about
a
20
jarred
minutes and you got a
glass
candle.
candle.
At any point, did you take that candle and like pour it on your chest a little bit?
Yes,
Ooh.
he did. Yes, of course he did. Of course. He didn't want to bring that part up.
I didn't want to bring that up. And even if it's
One of
not
my
true,
pet peeves is
now
Elliot's
people are thinking
kinks
of it.
being brought
Yeah.
into the podcast.
Elliot.
Uh-oh.
what-
Sad,
but the-
sad,
Are you
beautiful
gonna
beauty
what,
bear.
what was the scent? What was the...
I don't. It doesn't have like a strong scent. It's just a.
No, it was
it's
like
a-
one of
it's a
those like
candle, you know?
Christmas mistletoe.
Mistletoe.
You know,
Spring is coming.
trying to be.
Frosted glass.
Would you do it again? Yeah.
I do it once a month.
Ooh,
Does
a little
Carla
treat
know about
yourself.
this?
Yeah. It's self care.
Do you think for Carla it is a pet peeve?
Please or
Oh.
peeve or please.
Please.
Frankly, I don't care.
Peeve, I think it's
Because
peeve.
for me, it's a pet please.
What gave you that idea?
Have
You're
you
like,
ever-
people do it in a bathtub. Why not just
Have you
in
ever
a stand-up shower?
Yeah. Why not? Have you ever seen a candle? It's very pleasing.
I'm looking over my shoulder.
I
I have
can
a candle
understand.
right
I
there.
can
Maybe I'll do it later.
understand.
You know what?
Now, did you have a
Listeners?
beer with you in the shower? 'Cause
No,
that-
it was-
ooh.
But that's dangerous, Elliot, if it's dark. What if you slipped?
It's not dark. There's a candle. How much light do you
Well, I
need?
mean, you've been in Elliot's bathroom? Like, it's kind of dark even when the lights are on.
Yeah, it is.
Does Carla ever walk by and just like turn off your light on you and be like, sucker?
But then she's like, I know he's got a candle in there. She's like, what's that gentle glow from under the door?
Well, this has been fun.
Yeah, it has.
It's been very enjoyable.
Yeah.
So, no more pet peeves. I'm the only one who gets annoyed.
No, we put
No, we
some
chimed
out.
in.
And I will admit, some of the things on your list are fairly universal.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
And you hit on a very big one, spatial awareness.
Yeah, that's a
I
big
get
one, yeah.
annoyed so often when people just are not aware.
yeah. That's really the big one.
Yeah.
Like when you're walking on a street
Yeah.
and you see a family of four just walking 4 wide,
Oh, I
taking
hate
up the whole
that.
sidewalk.
Yeah, yeah.
Or when you're walking and somebody just stops in the middle and looks down at their phone.
Yeah.
It's like, veer off to the
Or
side.
like bikes on the sidewalk. Like, you got a lane.
can't do it.
You got a lane. That drives me nuts.
Oh, that reminded me. People riding bikes who don't play by like the rules.
Oh, that peeve city.
Like I'm,
do you mean by
I'm,
not following the
so
rules?
I'm going through the
go
crosswalk
through
because
a
they got
red
the
light.
walking sign. They're sneaking up through lanes of traffic, and then they
Right.
try to cut through. You almost hit me. I'm not getting out of the way if you're cutting through a crosswalk and I have a walk sign and you're on a bike. I am lowering my shoulder. I'm gonna knock you off your damn bike.
Yeah.
If you want to like,
You're talking a big game. Have you ever done this?
I've come
Have you ever
really
knocked somebody
close.
off their bike?
No.
Well, maybe it's time.
There's been some close
Elliot,
calls. There's been some
that
close
could be
calls.
so dangerous. There have been close calls.
Mine.
I don't like
Wine swap.
cyclists, right? That's the word.
Like,
Who
yes, that's the word.
who like toggle back and forth between like I'm going to follow the pedestrian rules or I'm
Yes.
going to follow the car
Yes.
rules.
They're
Like
trying to
no,
have it both ways.
you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Exactly.
No, you can just have one slice of cake and you can eat
Yeah.
as much of that cake as possible.
You
You,
know
come
what?
over for my pie, get out of here.
Yeah. I didn't know what that expression meant until I was in college, and you know where I learned it?
Ooh.
A Mary-Kate and Ashley movie.
Is there more background to it, or just like what it means?
Yeah, I didn't
Okay.
like really sort of fully understand. Like it's like the cake is in front of you, so you have it, but then if you eat it, you no longer have it. Is that what that means? I think you guys don't know what it means, and I'm sharing it with you for the first time.
The first time I heard it used, maybe appropriately, is when you just used it there to explain
Yeah.
your annoyance with bikers. I, on the other hand, have been both, well, all three, a pedestrian, a driver, and a biker.
You've lived, man.
And I understand, like, when you're in each of those situations, you want to take all the power that's available to you.
Sure.
You know, so when you're a pedestrian, a walker, and you're in the jaywalk, you feel like you can do whatever, right?
The
Let me give you a
crosswalk?
pet peeve. when I'm driving and I let a pedestrian go when I have the right of way and I don't get the little wave and acknowledgement.
When do you have the right of way? If they're in the jaywalk or if they're in the
crosswalk.
When there's no crosswalk. When there's no crosswalk.
Right. Well, then that's inappropriate. They should not be doing that.
Well, you can do it, but just give me the wave.
True.
Yeah, that's a peeve for me.
Okay. Well, we got one out of you.
Yeah,
Great.
there we
So
go.
you're not all clean and nice.
Let's not go that far, but yeah.
Okay. Well,
I think that was a good topic.
that's my
That
piece.
had some meat.
I get annoyed a lot. Basically, is what we've learned.
Aware of that.
A lot of things peeve me.
I feel like you've got a very shallow list of peeves, but generally you're a happy person. No, I mean you'll get twisted and then you get unraveled.
I mean, I
you're
live my
back
life
to-
annoyed, so I'm quick to get back to normal.
Yeah,
So.
but generally pretty happy guy.
Yeah.
Just a lot of little roughs.
Nice to be around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate
You're
that.
welcome.
So let's move into the mailbag.
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 There you go. That's what I was looking
Mailbag.
for. No, we're not doing the Blues Clues.
No, that was good. I
Oh,
liked
thank
it.
you.
Why not?
Wine not.
Come on. So,
cute.
the mailbag is a place where we receive any one
Mail.
of multiple things.
Yeah.
Mail,
Yeah.
ideally. But that mail can be feedback,
Yep.
Yep.
criticism,
Yep.
Yep.
love letters,
Ooh.
questions for us.
Sure.
What we haven't yet received, and what I really hope we do receive, is questions for advice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I think we have 3.
We've proven ourselves as very knowledgeable.
Yeah. Yes.
We are
Yeah.
3 people combined are very wise, I would say.
Yeah, I'd say between the three of us,
I say that
There's a
between the
wise
3 of us,
person.
we're probably
in here.
one wise person.
There's a lot of wisdom shared between the 3 of us,
Sure.
and I think we have a lot to offer. So if
Yes.
somebody's having relationship problems,
Sure.
Ooh.
money problems, confidence problems,
Yep.
Yep.
let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know how we can help. Send us a question.
Need directions to somewhere.
Directions.
Yeah.
I have a.
We can get
Re-
you. We can get you from
recipes.
shaking in your boots to standing in your boots.
Yeah.
We're not saying we're getting you to expert level, but we'll get you from a
get
level
you
3 to a
somewhere.
level 5.
We'll get you
Yeah.
somewhere. Is that out of 10?
Yes.
That's fair.
Yeah.
We can get you to a halfway there.
Yeah.
If you start just below halfway there.
We can move you 2 points on the
Yeah.
10-point scale.
Yeah.
So if you have a question, let us know. I'd be happy to answer it for you. We do have a quick a note. This is more of a review.
Ooh. Yeah.
Are we saying who it's from?
yeah. Let's put
Yeah.
it out
This is
there.
from one Katie Richardson. Chad, how do you know Katie?
Katie is my wife.
How do you know?
Yeah, so we have a deep listener pool
Yeah.
of close friends and spouses.
Once
Yeah.
we were allowed to tell people, they came.
Wait until we start sharing this out. It's going to go huge. So, from Katie, why don't you read the message from
Ooh,
your wife?
okay,
It's
so-
it's that one.
So in the mailbag from Katie Richardson, this
You hear
is
how
the
he
note.
goes into announcer voice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets a little more
I'm reading now,
announcer-y.
but I'm also cold reading, so it's about to get pretty bad. I've seen it before.
Yeah, it's real.
I'm
it's
just not
real
real
in depth. and real
Okay,
deep.
so from Katie, it says, short-time listener here, first-time writer, big fan.
Oh, thanks, Katie.
When listening to this pod, I really feel like I'm just hanging out with 3 great friends.
You know what?
Well, that warms the heart. I'll call it a pet. Please.
All right, so that was actually our first ever piece of
Yeah.
fan mail.
Wow, Katie, appreciate your
So Katie,
listenership.
thank you. Keep them coming.
Friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod,
Merch coming your way
Katie Richardson.
in
I love her.
6 to 8 weeks.
We all love her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
A little bit more.
The second the second piece of
Let me tee it up here.
I'm not going to call it mail, but media that has
Media,
come to
media.
us.
media
shared.
bag.
Yes.
I don't like media bag.
Caitlin, I'm going to let you take this away.
So-
you can choose whether to share names.
The names
they
are
get
shared
shared.
in
They
the.
get shared.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. So
This-
we. Sorry, Elliot.
No. I was just going to finish handing it off to you, but you know what? It's happened.
Yeah. Thank you, Elliot. So Elliot mentioned mailbag preferred, but a lot of ways to get in touch with us.
Yes.
And we'll
And
take
after,
it all.
I'll tell you what, after hearing this message, maybe I prefer the voice message.
Yeah. Well, that makes one of us. So, it's been a big week for the pod.
Huge week. Biggest week ever.
Listenership is growing, I'd say.
I think there are literally views of people listening to us.
Yeah,
Views.
views.
We've grown
Coming up-
hundreds of percentage points.
Coming up around a dirty dozen.
Mm-hmm.
So, received, from two fans to, well, I don't know if I'd call them fans after you hear this.
listeners.
But two
Supporters.
listeners, two
Listeners,
two
you're right,
listeners, You know what? I'll just play it. Just
Yeah.
gave us some feedback.
Let's hear it.
A little bit targeted, but here we go.
Hey, Caitlin. This is Sarah.
Sarah.
Just wanted to let you know that you are kind of a but you are also very funny. And I just think it's important that I share that with you.
Thank you.
And that you know that it's true.
It's true.
Hope you're having a good one, and bye.
Well, that's a loving message.
That was lovely. And I'll just do you one better and play the follow-up.
Hey, Caitlin. Sorry for the double message.
New listener here.
I
Different voice.
The word and it's kind of like if the shoe fits. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's that. So,
So not everything is good that
hey,
comes through.
you can't please everybody.
You
Well,
can
I
try,
mean-
but you'll fail.
Yeah.
It was delivered in a very pleasant way, though.
Was it?
I mean, well, at least Sarah's sign off was
Yeah.
like, I hope you're having a great
Yeah,
day.
that was sweet. Also, nice thing to wake up to at 6:30 in the morning. Like that was, I jumped out of bed. Ooh,
Got a message
nice
here.
message. Oh, maybe I should get back in bed.
That's the way I want
Yeah.
to start my day. I hope everybody understands that.
Well, I'm sure we can make that happen.
Ooh,
Yep.
yes.
So, I feel like we did a good thing.
Yeah.
there. That was episode 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we got to figure out our closing. Chad, how are we closing the pods?
Well, you've been told.
You-
What?
I'll tell you.
I'll tell you.
We got to work on it. Huh?
It's been
Yeah, we
the
gotta figure
telling
out.
has happened.
You know, by episode 4, we will have a closing down.
We will have. It'll get closed.
It will be
It'll
done.
be closed.
Yeah.
Well,
We just
thank
It's
you.
been
Stop
closed.
recording.
I'll tell you what, it's been closed.
It's over.
done.
Case closed.
Gavel.
A long goodbye.
Close it.
Bye.
Zip
Bye.
it.
Zip it.
Zip it.
And
Stop that recording. You know what? I feel good.